Hello dear viewers, welcome to ERi-TV English News Broadcast. Reporting live from the headquarters is me Bersabet Tagle, and following are the major headlines for today. Eid al-Adha celebrated nationwide today, 28 June. Monetary contribution to augment Martyrs Trust Fund. Myanmar authorities burn almost $500 million of illegal drugs. And Hezbollah says it downed an Israeli drone in southern Lebanon. On your local news, Eid al-Adha 1044 Hijriya year was colorfully celebrated nationwide today, 28 June. At the celebratory event held at Baht Maskaram Square, in which senior government and PFDJ officials, members of the diplomatic community, as well as a number of the faithful took part, Sheikh Salim Ibrahim Al-Mukhtar, Mufti of Eritrea, gave a briefing on the historical background of the holiday. Sheikh Salim said that supporting the martyrs' families is the responsibility of every citizen and called on nationals to live up to the expectations of the Martyrs' Trust. Sheikh Salim also wished happy Eid al-Adha to the Eritrean people inside the country and abroad in general, and to the faithful in particular, as well as to the Eritrean Defense Forces. At a commemoration event organized in connection with Martyrs' Day, nationals in various cities of Australia contributed over $27,000 to augment the Martyrs Trust Fund and assumed responsibility for supporting 15 families of martyrs. According to the report from Eritrea's Consul General in Australia and New Zealand, nationals in Melbourne contributed $15,053 and assumed responsibility for supporting 8 families of martyrs. Nationals residing in various countries organized under WhatsApp group contributed $539 to augment the National Trust Fund. Similarly, nationals in Sydney contributed $4,185 and assumed responsibility for supporting 11 families of martyrs. Likewise, nationals in Perth contributed $7,456, while Mr. Yebiyo Habtetian assumed the responsibility of supporting 3 families of martyrs, and the other 3 nationals assumed the responsibility of supporting each 1 family of martyr. On your last local report, the Sports Week of the Eastern Command that was underway for a month under the theme Sports for Overall Readiness colorfully concluded on 25 June. Pointing out that the Sports Week was part of the activities being conducted to develop the physical fitness and readiness of the Eritrean Defense Forces, Brigadier General Abraham Andom, commander of the Eastern Command, called for its sustainability. According to the report presented by Captain Berakhatab Elias, staff of the Promotion and Information Office of the Command, the sports week that was carried out in Massawa and Asab included various sports competitions, including football, volleyball, athletics, and swimming, among others, and was participated by 10 teams representing both genders. Captain Berakhatab also commended government institutions in Massawa and Asab that contributed to the successful implementation of the program. At the event, awards were handed over to winner teams in the various sports competitions. Dear viewers, still to come is your international reports after the short break. Welcome back. Myanmar authorities torched almost $500 million of illegal drugs, but warned that they are failing to stop a surge in the production and trafficking of narcotics. Head-high piles of heroin, cannabis, methamphetamines, and opium were burned on Monday in the commercial hub Yangon in an annual spectacle to mark International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. Televised torching also took place elsewhere in the country, with a total of $446 million of narcotics going up in smoke. This is according to military officials. But in a rare admission, the head of Myanmar's Central Committee for Drug Abuse Control said its efforts to crush the multi-billion-dollar trade were having no impact. The burning comes as the UN reported a record seizures of crystal meth last year in Myanmar and said opium poppy farming has seen a revival in the chaos unleashed by the coup. More than 23 tons of crystal meth were seized in Myanmar in 2022, the UN's Office on Drugs and Crime said this month. The Golden Triangle border region of Myanmar, Laos and Thailand has long been a hotbed of illegal drug production and trafficking, particularly of meth and opium. On today's final report, Lebanon's Hezbollah group says it has downed an Israeli drone in southern Lebanon near the border with Israel. The Iran-backed group shot down an Israeli drone that entered Lebanese airspace near Zibkin in the south, it said in a statement on Monday. The Israeli military said one of its drones fell in the Lebanese territory during routine activity and that there was no risk of data being scrapped from it. The incident comes after weeks of tensions along the Lebanon-Israel border, mainly in a disputed area known as Sheba Farms. Earlier this month, Israeli soldiers used tear gas to disperse Lebanese protesters who pelted the troops with stones along the border. Some of the demonstrators and Lebanese troops suffered breathing problems. The protest took place on the edge of Kfar Chuba Hills, with which Beirut says it's a Lebanese land occupied by Israel. The hills and the nearby Sheba farms were captured by Israel during the 1967 war and claimed by Lebanon. Israeli media reported earlier this month that Hezbollah had set up 2 tents in the Israeli territory. There was no comment from Hezbollah. That was all with your domestic and international reports, and now a recap of the major headlines. Eid al-Adha celebrated nationwide today, 28 June. Monetary contribution to augment Martyrs Trust Fund. Myanmar authorities burn almost $500 million of illegal drugs. And Hezbollah says it downed an Israeli drone in southern Lebanon. Dear viewers, thanks for watching and happy Eid al-Adha to all.